Welcome to Impana Tech World. Today we are starting with a new concept, that is data types. In data types, whenever we'll declare the variables, we need to specify the data type, means what type of data it's been storing. For example, so when we declare the variables, for example, I said variable is A is the variable is equal to 1. Means it's storing the value 1. We are assigning the value to a variable. This is a variable, we are assigning value to a variable. So what is this? It's an integer, whole number. So int A is equal to 1. So whenever we declare the variable, we need to specify the data type, that is integer. That means all numbers, okay? The data type is integer. We need to specify the data type, and also we have to use format specifier. Why this particular format specifier means when you want to print the value, at that time, if it is integer value, we have to use percentile D. If it is integer, we have to use format specifier, that is percentile D. If it is character, we have to use C. If it is float, we have to use F. If it is double, we have to use LF. This we have format specifier we have to use because without this, the compiler will give errors, because we want to print the particular data type, means particular value, whether it is an integer, character, float or double. Okay. So in data type, there are 4 types. One is int, float, double and character. Firstly, I said while declaring the variable, we need to specify the data type. We have to specify the data types, and also we have to use the format specifier to print the value. Okay. The first one is int. The first one is int. It is used to store the whole numbers. Whole numbers, that means there is no decimal point. We are storing the whole numbers, and how much values it can store, what is the size of it? It is 2 to 4 bytes. So in this integer, the format specifier will be percentile D. To print the values, you have to use percentile D. We have to store the whole numbers. Integer is used to store the whole numbers. When you come to float, it is used to store the fractional numbers. When we say fractional number, it will be like A by B. That means 1 by 2. It can store the fractional numbers and also contain one or more decimal numbers. Decimal numbers means, as I said yesterday only, decimal numbers will be 5.99. It's a decimal numbers. In the last class I have said the decimal numbers will be like this, 5.99. It can store up to 6 to 7 digits. When you want to print the particular float values, you have to use format specifier, that is F. And the size of the float is 4 bytes. And also float can store exponents, which is known as Mantis exponents. It can also store exponents. Okay. The next one is double. The double is same as float. It is also having the decimal points, decimal numbers, and also it can store fractional numbers, but it is sufficient for storing 15 decimal digits, means more number of digits. And when you want to print this value, you have to use percentage LF. To print the value on the screen, we have to use format specifier, that is LF, and the size of it is 8 bytes. And next one is character. Character is just a single character. Single character means, for example, we can say D or anything A. It is a single character. So size of it is 1 byte. Okay, character is used to store the single characters. Size of it is 1 byte. Okay. Now I'll explain how to code it, like how to write the particular program of the data types. Okay. So this is a program of the data type. We'll use all type of data types. The first we have to use include sto.h. Include sto.h. This is a preprocessor directive. And int main. These are the two common things syntax we have to use in C program. This is a curly braces, start curly braces. After that we have to declare the variable and also assign the value. Int my number, this is an integer value. Int my number is equal to 10. Float my other number is equal to 5.9 and my character is equal to a. Okay, and you can also use double. My another number, anything you can use. My another number is equal to 5.999. Any number you can use. Double means it contains more number of digits, means more number of decimal digits. After the decimal there will be more numbers. Okay, so this is known as double. So we have declared the variables and also assigned the values to the variable. This and all, it's the variable. You can write anything like A, B, C and D, whatever you know. Okay, after that you have to print this value on the screen. Printf. For int we have to use %d and we have to print in, that is format specifier, and we have to print in the new line. So n, after closing it we have to write my number because I want to print this particular number, right? The same thing you have to write for all. For this, if it is float, we have to use %f, new line, my other number. The same thing you have to write for everything. Printf, %c, my character, close the bracket. Printf %lf, this is the format specifier for double, new line, my another number. Now I have to close the curly braces. Okay, we'll execute this in the system. Now you can see the program I'm executing in the system. This is include sto.h. As I said, it's a preprocessor directive. Int main, common syntax, and it is a int because the value is integer. Float, which contains decimal point, and character, which having the single characters, and double. After the decimal point there are more numbers, and to print the values I have used format specifier, that is %d, %f, %c and %lf, which is used to print the integer values, float, character and double. Now we'll see by executing this particular program. Okay, we'll see what is the output. You can see the output. It has printed integer, float value, decimal, that is double value and character value. Okay, you can see this. This is the integer value, float value, character value and double value. In today's class we have learned data types and different types of data type. Different type of data types is int, float, double, as well as characteristics and that is character. And also what do you mean by data types, what type of data it's been stored, that is known as data types. What are the different types of data types? In the next class we will be learning about the constants. Thank you.